Today we're announcing our opposition to the CPS decision to consider partnering again with NRG Energy to buy power from two nuclear reactors which haven't been licensed, approved, or built, and which won't produce energy for 6 to 10 years if they are. Less than 1 year ago, CPS sued NRG to reduce its ownership in the project, citing distrust of the company's business practices. Such an abrupt turnaround is a huge red flag for the viability of this project.
The thing I guess that really bothers me as a local resident and a person who's living with the actual risks factor is that if this plant were proposed downtown San Antonio or near this area, this conversation would have been over before it ever started. It's because we have what the nuclear industry calls an LPZ, a low population zone, that people like myself are considered basically expendable. The cancer rates, rather than being looked at in percentages, were looked at in total deaths. Well, we're rural. We don't have as many people as San Antonio does. So San Antonio basically gets the power on the backs of the people of Matagorda County. The huge power lines that come through, that leave my area and come here, bring the power and isolate the people of San Antonio from those risks and from the waste factors and from the environmental impacts. I think it's just not fair. I think that the city of San Antonio chose to enter into an agreement to purchase nuclear power in the 70s was probably a sound decision at that time. We didn't know any better. In 2011 we do. We know of greater ways to produce power, safer ways, greener ways, and as long as nuclear energy is considered an option by municipalities like San Antonio, it's just another way that the industry can continue to make their burdens, their risks and expenses borne onto the taxpayer. And it's just not fair.
Here they come again after San Antonio reduced significantly their ownership. Now NRG is scrambling for investors. They're talking to LCRA, they're talking to Georgetown, they're talking to Central Texas Utilities. Nobody has taken the bait. So here they are back in San Antonio, and I think this is what you can expect, is somewhere in this kind of an offer, since they haven't been able to sell it yet. They've been offering it at 8.5 cents a kilowatt hour. We do not believe that they can deliver. We think it would be closer to 17 cents a kilowatt hour. And what happens if San Antonio has planned around that amount of power? What happens to the energy efficiency programs, to the houses that need to be weatherized when you're counting on more baseload coming in? What happens when they can't deliver? Who gets to pay the cost overruns? Someone would have to.
To me, one of the big issues today is that the decision to invest more money in the proposed STP 3 and 4 is extremely critical. It's an extremely critical decision that impacts not only us living now, but it impacts future generations, our children and grandchildren, and the earth. Nuclear energy is very dangerous. It's risky. It's not clean. It's not green. And oddly, there is no process for the citizens to have input into the decisions. For example, there's no citizens to be heard at CPS meetings. And since there is no item on the agenda at City Council, that means that there is no opportunity for citizens to have formal input into the decisions. So we're just left up to our own means to express ourselves, and we do it through press conferences, which shouldn't be. Today I called on the City Council, the mayor, and CPS to organize a public hearing, even if it's just one, a big one, so that the citizens can come and have their input. We need transparency. If there's anything that SA 2020 has shown, is that people want transparent government.